Yeah, man, we in here at the studio again, going live. Like I said before, this would be something that we'll be doing a lot more often, man. So I hope y'all are enjoying it. Today, I got another. Actually, I got two sessions today, man. I haven't done this in a while, but actually, I have a 4 hour session, and then I have a 3 hour session. So I'll be, pretty much working for about 7 to 8 hours straight, which is cool. I'm not complaining about it. I'm loving it. Like I said, I've really been doing a lot of working with live sound, so that's been keeping me busy and tired. So it feels good to be back in the studio and being able to just get in and lock in for real. So I'll be locked in today. Today is gonna be a locked in day on a good Friday, man. So hopefully, like I always say, you guys are still chasing dreams. You all are inspired. You all are still creating and evolving and getting better and better and better. Um, I'm actually gonna pull up this template from the last live that I had because I actually want to talk about some plugins today, man. Let's talk about some go-to plugins. I can give you all a good amount of go-to plugins. We can go a lot of different developers. I am a UAD head. I really, really love Universal Audio. I love Waves too. I started on Waves. I also like stock Pro Tools plugins. I still use stock Pro Tools plugins after all of these years. And then, to be honest, stock Pro Tools plugins get better and better as Pro Tools continues to upgrade and get better and better. So do the plugins. So uh, shout out to Pro Tools for that as well. So down in the comments, man, y'all let me know what y'all go-to plugins and is for your vocal chain. So we're talking about digital vocal chains, of course. And then just even let me know like the type of plugins that you have to put on like your vocal aux, right, or your vocal tracks when you're mixing or recording. What's your go-to plugins for your vocals, for your main vocals? What do you like to record through? What do you like to mix through? I'm gonna give you a few of mine. Of course, we're going analog in this room. We are going through the Avalon preamp, which is right here. And then, of course, straight to the Neumann U87. We are not really doing any, digital plug-in vocal chain type of deal. But I do digital vocal chains when I record with my own Apollo, when I do mobile recording or when I'm recording in my spot. So straight off the bat, I have to use, if I'm going UAD, I'll jump into my top recording plugins for like my vocal chains for recording. I have to use my TubeTech CL1B. That is always going to be on the vocal chain. And that's a UAD vocal chain, right? That's a UAD plugin. The TubeTech, right now we're going into vocal chains recording, my go-to. All right, so I'm always going to use a TubeTech. Every now and then I could take that TubeTech off and use the CLA. I'm not, the CLAs are cool. It's more like a preamp, so to speak. But I don't really like to push the TubeTech and the CLA together anymore. So I kind of try to separate the two. I always go with it's a precision EQ plugin. Oh man, bro, I'm catching the blank. But it's a precision plugin with UAD as well. It's an EQ plugin. I always have that on my vocal chains as well. As far as mixing, my favorite plugins to put on a vocal chain or to put on any kind of main vocal track. For a stock Pro Tools plugin, I think a lot of people still sleep on stock Pro Tools plugins. I always use the EQ7 band. That is always going to be my subtractive EQ. I like to use the HQ as well. I'm a huge fan of the H series. So I do use the HEQ for subtractive EQ because you can actually see the RTA on that. You can actually see which frequencies you want to pull out. It's a lot more visual than the 7-band stock Pro Tools plugin. But the type of guy I am, I like simple, right? I'm listening more than I'm watching when it comes to mixing. So when I'm mixing, one of my first plugins I'm always going to use is that stock Pro Tools 7-band EQ I go find about 5 different resonant frequencies in that track, and I take them out in that plugin. I'm also going to always use my H Reverb. H Reverb is, to me, probably the best digital reverb from Waves. Of course, I like the Lexicon 224 with UAD as well. That's a really, really nice reverb, but you really got to dive into the Lexicon 224 when you want to shape reverb. I like the Lexicon 224, but for those people that don't have UAD plugins, get you an H Reverb. If you get that H Verb will take you to some amazing places because there's so much you can do with it, right? There's so many different parameters and so many different options inside the H Reverb. So if you're in the Waves plugins, make sure you look into the Wave series. I'm always using the H Reverb. I use multiple reverbs depending on what song I'm mixing, but I'm always gonna have an H Verb on there for something. That's one of my go-tos. Of course, you know, most people, I'm in Atlanta, so most people want auto-tune. So I will use Antares auto-tune. I also use UAD auto-tune. I use both. Let me see. I'm gonna give y'all one more go-to plug. I'm gonna give y'all a Waves plug-in. I'm trying to give y'all some affordable stuff. Because my client just texted me, he about to pull in. So I don't really have time to pull up this template, but I will tell you, let's see, I gave you an EQ, a compression. I use the Pool Child 670 compressor. It's a Waves compressor that, to me, on vocals, is one of the best Waves compressors that you can use. Why am I so angry? I'm not angry. What? Do I look angry? What's going on, man? Definitely not angry. Just kind of moving and grooving. My client is about to pull in, so I'm just trying to give you guys a quick, rundown of some plugins that you all might not use. This is just my natural face. I guess I can smile more, but definitely not angry. Life is wonderful. Yeah, so I use that Pure Child 670. It's a Waves plugin. One of my favorite compressors to use on main vocals. All right, so if you're recording, if you got some UAD, like I said, I always use the CLA or the Tube Tech compressor, and I use the Precision EQ on there as well. It's a Pool Tech, so it's called Pool Tech EQ that I like to use UAD recording wise. If I'm mixing some real quick go-to plugins that I like to use, like I said, is the H Reverb, the EQ 7-band. So the 7-band EQ is a stock Pro Tools plugin. If you're looking for any kind of subtractive EQ plugins when you're trying to pull out bad frequencies, use the stock Pro Tools 7-band EQ plugin. Use the Pool Child 670, Pool Child, P-U-I-G, Child 670 compressor. It's a stereo. They have a 660 as well, which is mono. That is one of my favorite compressors to put on vocals as well. And then, of course, like I said before, the H Reverb. You have to get you an H series, man. If you don't have the H series, H delay, H Reverb, top of the line on Waves when it comes to time-based processing. When it comes to time-based plugins, reverb, delays, any kind of like that. You can even put a little modulation and different things like that on your delays. So that H series is really like top of the line. I like to use the H EQ as well. So I use the H comp. I use all 4. So if you're even looking for just one little small little bundle for an EQ, a compressor, reverb, and a delay, go get the H series from Waves. This is not a paid, ad or anything, promotion or anything, but I know a lot of people are looking for nice, wonderful plugins that have a lot of options inside of them that are also affordable. So if you need an EQ, a compressor, a reverb, and a delay, the H series is probably one of the best that Waves has to offer, man. My client just texted me again and said they're outside. So hope y'all go back, save the live, man. Go back and just tap into a couple of those plugins that I talked about if you don't have them. If you do have them, comment about what you like about those plugins. Hey, let me know what your go-to is. If you have different plugins that you like to use. Let me know what you got going on, and we can go from there, man. Y'all make sure you tap in. Like I said, it's a real quick live. I'm ending kind of on the jump. Hey, more content on the way. Y'all hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment. I want to hear what your go-to plugins are. If you disagree with me, let me know. If you agree with me, let me know. Tune in. Keep going hard. Y'all keep chasing your dreams, man. You can make a living with audio, and I am a living testament of that. Taking care of my family every day, working for myself, doing audio. Y'all have a good one. Until next time, refuse to sound ordinary.